So is it really true? Is Aaronis in jail? Yes, I will now clarify, confirm. Yes, that Aaronis is indeed in jail for apparently 7 days. Both Pharaoh Cheryl and Liz Gale have confirmed that Aaronis is temporarily not operating. And Pharaoh, Natalie, and Jenna did a kind of response video where they're assuring the Church of Aaronis followers that, don't worry, it's not over. It is not over. No, sir. The fight will continue. And you are welcome to give Aaron money. Yes. Old Aaronis needs that money, so please send the cash. I'm not joking. They literally made a begging proposition. I'm like, the guy made tens of thousands from YouTube. By now, he should have at least several $100,000 saved up. If he does not, unfortunately, you have to be the bad guy here. I'm going to do the YouTube. Allegedly, he allegedly probably put, the money up his nose because he has some well-known addictions. He's had them for a while. But anybody who had a sense in their brain would have been like, okay, just save up the money and you'll be fine for any catastrophe. But not Aaron. No, not Aaron. Spent the money on vacations, drugs, and, various other activities, for anti-Scientologies, because they're still pushing that fiction. Guys, we need to up the protests. So Friday with the beer and pizza, oh my God. Natalie, yes, I will jump in. We'll have special guests. We'll have a special guest. The special guest will be Marilyn, because we don't have any other guests. And there you go. We're going to keep the grift going, guys. Have faith. Have faith in the Church of Aaronis. Things will be getting better, buddy. They'll be getting a whole lot better. But trying to be semi-serious, what happened? Well, apparently the church had a few witnesses show up at court, and they persuaded the judge that, he violated the conditions of the bail, which he undoubtedly did. Can't dispute that. And the judge was persuaded to revoke the bail and put Aaron in jail. So he's now apparently in Pinellas County and will be there for at least a whole week. And he needs the money for food? Aaron, yes, Aaron, the fat boy, needs money for food. For food. Really? Really? I mean, come on. Oh, come on. You must be joking, sir. Please, sir. Please, sir. This is all the more bizarre because Aaron had boasted that he had some secret plan, secret weapon, secret strategy that would not put him in jail. And apparently that did not work. So either his lawyer did have a good strategy, or as usual, he was lying to us. He had nothing. He had no plan. He had no secret, whatever, compartment. The lawyer probably did give him some good advice, and Aaron, being Aaron, totally ignored the advice and said, yeah, whatever, I'm going to terrorize the neighborhood. He's Aaronis. Terrorizing the neighborhood is basically his brand, so he wasn't going to give that up. And Pharaoh Cheryl is going to be in charge. I'd have to say she's going to have some massive luck here because I just don't see why she would be putting on an entertaining show. She does get fairly decent views for the size of her channel, but again, we've seen her alone, quote, protesting. I'm putting quotation marks protesting here, not real protesting, at that the big base, right, in Clearwater, and some people watch it, some people don't. It's just not anywhere close to what Aaron does. So will people tune in for the Aaron show without Aaron? If we just go by the usual metrics, the answer is no. That's very hard to do. And I would love for this to be the end of the Aaronis era, and we're going to move on like pink bunnies in the air and fly in the sky, and everything will be great, and peace on earth and all that. But no, this is just chapter 1 of a new era. Will it get worse and worse? I don't know. I did a recent commentary noting a lot of parallels between Aaron's case and this gay Nazi. No, I'm not joking, an actual gay Nazi who turned into a bisexual erotic author. Yeah, he's got a weird story. That's Cantwell. And the through line here is just the legal troubles increasing. The guy went to jail, then he went to prison, kept getting more violent, more crazy, and it just kept snowballing into one incident after the other. And that is basically Aaron's pattern, just to get more violent, more crazy, more stupid, and just repeat the process. Maybe this stint in jail will wake him up, but I have a lot of doubts he will really be shocked back into sanity. I mean, the guy's just so far down his own rabbit hole. It's not quite clear where he's going to end up. And they're not helping. These women just laughing and smiling like it's a big game show host. Just going off to jail for whatever reason, they're not going to help him at all. They seem to think it's all a big carnival ride, and they're just doing it for the money and fame as well. So there you go. So I think Aaron will get a lot worse before it gets a lot better. I think he has to literally hit rock bottom where everybody, the wife, the kids, everyone with a brain, leaves him to the curve, and hopefully he'll pick himself up and, not become an outright fascist terrorist. But yeah, the outlook is not good for these kinds of people who become extremist cult members caught up in their own supply and just high off their own energies. It just never really ends well with those people. It's very rare that that kind of person steps back, realizes they're nuts and crazy, and tries to, get less crazy over time. That just is very rare for that to happen. So it's not looking too good for Aaronis in the near future. But again, it is 7 days. He still has technically his trial. He might get off, but obviously violating your bail conditions is not a good sign to a judge. And I found it hilarious and ironic and very hypocritical that Aaron was mocking Zero Dark Tony. That it was Zero Dark Tony with hounds facing him, and he was being put on with a bounty, and he was like Dog the bounty hunter was going after him, and you're gonna go to jail, Tony, you go to jail now, and you're in jail. And Zero Dark Tony's in a weird, kind of iffy, murky mental state, literally. He's in a very mental institution, but, got to give him that. At least he knows enough about the legal system. You don't want to, be that disrespectful to the judge and to the court, right? I mean, I don't think Zero Dark Tony's up to any good quest here. However, he's not in jail. So you got to be careful with the cards dealt to you. And Aaron has just been extremely careless, just been offending people, alienating people, creating all these fights and divisions, and trying to come out on top as this moronic cult leader. And he has his moronic hardcore followers. They think he's super special and we should all be giving him the money and more food or whatever, but the rest of us are just puzzled and shocked at how they can be this gullible. But there you go. So at least for 1 week, we will have several days of peace. I'm sure Pharaoh will try some special tricks, as they always do, but not much good is going to come of this either way. I mean, Pharaoh has her own strategy and agenda. It's definitely not helping people or helping the children, which they're invoking, and which Aaron cynically, once again, is using to say, you need to give me the money and the food, guys. My children need me. Help me bring down Scientology, yada, 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 yada. But it is beyond hilarious. Instead of preparing for this contingency, he spent the last couple of days just mocking Miss Scavenge. Yeah. And he was going on and on about, you're going to be deposed, Mr. Moskowitz. You better watch out. They could put you in prison while then the church around will be out here laughing at you. Well, karma is a thing. And if you keep terrorizing, snorting them drugs, acting like a bully and a moron and a terrorist and a fascist, it's going to catch up with you sooner or later. So you should be probably going away for 7 years, not 7 days. But I'm not going to lie, guys. I am smiling. We're going to have several days of peace. I'm going to enjoy that. And I guess you can just count your blessings that you're not in jail with Aaron and Bubba and Danny Masterson and P. Diddy. So there you go. So there's some justice in the world, if only for one.